Hello. Is this working? Let me see. Chat is open. Hello, 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 hello. What's up? I think it's working. Can everybody hear me? Happy birthday, thank you. It is actually tomorrow. Is the audio working? Computer says no. So the audio's not working, you can't hear anything. Hi. Can anybody please tell me, does the audio work? Yes. Cool. Great. If I try this, is it coming from here? Great, wow, this works quite well, actually. So how is everybody? Yeah, I know it's tomorrow. I wasn't actually going to go live, I just rushed on pretty much. It's a setup that I don't actually like because it's a weird camera. And but I thought I'm going to give it a whirl. Alright everyone. What's the time where you are? What's the time, Mr. Wolf? There's got to be Leo's here. Thank you, yeah, it's tomorrow. Alright Justin. Yes, tomorrow. But see, the thing that's weird is the camera's the opposite way around. So everything is weird. You can all see all of the weird shit that I've got going on with music. But yeah, I don't normally like doing all this live stuff, to be honest. It's a bit strange. 2:30 p.m. Yeah, it's 7:30 here and I'm absolutely knackered. I haven't had a day off in like 4 years. And I keep promising myself to have one day off, but I don't. So I've got to cook my tea and everything else. Aries Taurus cusp. Happy Hawk Woman, thank you, thank you. Yeah, I promised I would, for the super chat, I promised I would kind of do something live, completely, what do you call it, not thought of or anything like that, just quickly jump on before I cook my tea. And have a shower because I'm going to be going out tomorrow because I've got an Aries friend that is apparently cooking me a cake or baking me a cake. So there's the baker's man, bake me a cake as quick as you can. Because I let her know this morning that I was actually coming, so she's probably in fits of panicking, realising that she's actually got to cook a cake. This is real strange because there should be notifications that come up, but I've got no idea how to work it. But it's a lot better than the live situation that I had before. So just to break the ice, let's listen to a bit of music. I do have something, I don't know if this is going to be extremely loud though, because I don't know how loud the audio is because it's flashing in the red parts. But I started making a new piece of music last night, so let's just try it.
Talker, wait.
Is it too loud?
No more fear.
It is.
I'm asking. Travel the world for the best girl. Never believed that. Listen, say it, do it. I move through it. No structure. Time for action. You blew it, get out the way, move it. You slide backwards, time for action.
I know it's been a while, but I still like your style. I just wanna share a moment with you. Just wanna share a moment with you.
I spike tingles as another sound blurs. Divine jingle on the radio, reverse like cursed. I thought I could rip it inside of me, but it was hiding inside of me. Now it's gone. turn is murder, so I'm covering as much ground surface as I can. Man, I cruise Earth.
Yeah, I'm getting old too. But I still like it because I make it. If you make your own music, it's different.
What's but it's still like it's just wanna share alone with you. Just wanna share alone with you.
I'm gonna have to. The reason why I got all this live stuff set up because originally what I wanted to do before tarot was actually music, and there's a thing that I'd kind of all got set up, and I wanted to do tutorials on music and stuff like that, and do kind of like loads of weird stuff. So I thought finally it's best to get everything out and try and do what I always wanted to do. But yeah, sometimes I don't have chance in order to figure out how to turn the screen around and show you pretty much. So I don't think you would see this, I'm sure you wouldn't, but if I click on that, that's going to be showing me my recording stuff that I'm actually recorded. So I don't think you would see that, so I have to work out how to do that. But I wanted to do some things around music. Where's Elijah? I don't know. She's sitting in the bushes, I think. She said, don't let me not know if you're not going live. But yeah, she's missed it. I'll try and find out. My eyesight's terrible. I'm live. So yeah, it's very strange doing these live things when you really haven't got anything to talk about. Carissa, yeah. So Carissa, you're Australian, right? Gizay? Yes, I've been trying to get a few readings done and get them out of the way. Sam, hi, how's Sam? What am I doing for my birthday? I am going to see friends. I let her know this morning that I was going to do it, so she's. I think she's made a cake, because she actually does bake cakes as well for a living. But she's Aries and her partner is a Sagittarius. So yeah, I'm going to be going on and going to visit those. California. Oh yeah, why did I think that you were an Australian chick? Cara, hello. Sorry, I'm kind of saying, man, I really need glasses. Talk about my youth. Oh my god, youth well spent. Yeah, like I was saying, my Saturn return, when that happened, yeah, that was a breaking point for me. You either make it through your Saturn return or it completely breaks you, but that was a complete and utter meltdown I had. That was when I had the spiritual, because you think I'm crazy, no, not at all, no, just the experiences of Australia just kind of always plagued my head. But great place, Australia, but just a weird situation. But yeah, karmic return, yeah, completely strange that was. Yeah, I lost my dad, my nan, my job, my long built job through building houses and God knows what else, and built this house and many others. Moved as well place, lost my brother, lost my job, put loads of weight on and changed dramatically, and yeah, had loads of panic attacks and anxiety. Was thinking about calling it quits and couldn't take it anymore. Life was really throwing everything at me, and suddenly that's where I got offered a driving job for a Life Path 7 as the Chariot. Got offered a driving job, and that was where I met first twin flame from out of space that actually got me to focus on that didn't work out, but it did get me to lose weight, stopped doing stupid things in my life, started thinking about other things, everything that was going drastically wrong in my life. It had this very strange way of physically getting me to think about that stuff that was going to work out, that didn't, that ended up letting me down later on in life, but at least it propelled me forward from all of the bad things that were happening during that karmic return. So yeah, I mean, loads of other things that I wouldn't normally really talk about online fully, but loads of things during that time. Pluto was very much present then for me. Very handsome. Oh yeah, I very much doubt it, but thank you. Not the twin flame. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I mean, I say a lot of things about twin flames and say that, but you know, they are present, but it's just the way that some people express that to people that can do this, do all this the karmics and God knows what else, and they really don't fully understand and give off just strange things to people. Yeah, so it's good to see everybody here. But yeah, Comet Returns. So yeah, so it's going to be Life Path 7 and then a spiritual year of 7, because 7 in my eyes is an extremely spiritual number of knowledge. It's general knowledge basically. So through a Life Path 7, the amount of stuff that runs through my head is unreal a lot of the time. But now it's a healing year, number 7 as well, so they both align up. So yeah, whatever this year is going to have set for me is going to be very strange within. You see, when you look at when you look at 7, it would be more study, but I don't study. So yeah. So I know the door's going and the dog's barking. Happy birthday! Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Thank you, Cheryl, thank you. Happy birthday, love your videos, and you're sexy. Yeah, I don't think that, but thank you though. Yeah, it's a thing about look though. It's one of those personal things, I think, that it depends what you think of yourself and stuff like that, but yeah, I'm not really into all that sort of up there with your sexiness. I need my haircut, that's one thing. Sing, oh God, no. Yeah, 1944. Yeah, it is. It's getting late. I've done so much today that I wasn't actually going to come on, but I just thought I'm going to have to try this out just to see if it works. It's very odd when you're talking and you can't hear yourself back. It's very weird doing that. Confronting the camera. But it's better than what it was before because I actually have a screen here. When I say to you guys, because the camera is normally here when I'm recording and doing the actual readings, so you can actually see what's going on. Icarus, there you go, look. I ain't going to get it down, but that's the new guitar up there, but I haven't really played it in ages. Yeah, how old am I going to be? What is it, 45, I think. Yeah, 45. Wow. Time just floats by. Thank you, Gigi. Christy, thank you. Deb. Alright, Deb. Deborah. What time is it where you are at, Steve? It is not far off 8 o'clock at night. Tara, alright. How you getting on? Need an earpiece. Yeah, I know. But you're not saying anything, so I ain't going to be able to hear anything anyway. You got big balls to channel the stuff that you do. I know. Yeah, half the time I just... it's weird when you do this kind of thing, you know, I have to not think about people's feelings. That's why some people's feelings get hurt. because I can trigger people off, because in order for me to truly get all of that out, I can't be worried about people's feelings or emotions, or people that just find the channel and they don't understand what it means, and then you get cross-watchers and they're like, well, hold on a minute, I watched my sign, but then I watched the cross-watch sign, and were you talking about me? And no, it wasn't, it was them, and so on and so forth. Thank you, Saturn. Thank you for the donation. Yeah, so like when you run a YouTube channel, you end up realizing, you know what, eventually I'm gonna have to come off as if I don't really give a shit about, you know, anybody's feelings being hurt or anything else, because there's a great message out there really for some people that they need to hear, and then some people are just so riddled with PTSD or like love all the time that there are greater. I always find that there are greater messages out there than just keep worrying about love all the time. But I think it's just part of what I do, really. Happy birthday, thanks, Tara. Yeah, going out tomorrow, but I'm going to be working. I haven't had a day off working. I realised this morning. I didn't realise until someone said, there she is. All right, Elijah. Wow, who's that? Private flight. Oh my word. $50. Are you sure? Thank you so much. That's unreal. Thank you for that. That's a lot of money. You don't need to keep doing that. I do appreciate though, private flight while you're there, and everybody as well, for all your donations that a lot of you always leave as well. Thank you so much for all of those. I don't ever really get to say this personally until I'm doing these kind of things, but yeah, I really do appreciate it. But yeah, sometimes when I do a reading and I'm like switched on in order to do it, I don't always have time in order to say, everybody, thank you so much and blah, 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 because I have all this stuff contained in my head that's just like ready to come out. And if I don't turn that camera on and start doing it, then I always forget in order to thank people and so on and so forth and all those kind of things. So now's the time. So thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Thanks, Icarus. Yeah. Yeah, no, I've got to go and see my friend. I don't know if my sister's going to be around or not. Me and my sister, well, it's kind of my sister. She's Sagittarius. We used to be really close, but since this coronavirus has kicked in, we normally talk to each other probably once a month or every 2 months. So it's a strange thing between me and my sister. We normally have 5 minutes on the phone, and that's it. Like, that's pretty much, like, she's pretty much had enough of me by then. We have a very quick catch up. Normally, if my sister, which is Sagittarius, if she's had a glass of wine, she's oh, this is he's like my brother, and come here, and she's like absolutely like slaughtered on one glass of wine, and she'll tell everybody everything. But then normally, like when it goes back into real life, we don't really speak so much anymore. But I mean, I'm terrible as a 7 because I don't reach out to people. Anybody else in here a life path number 7? Thank you, Zeph Moon, Beverly, thank you. Yeah, I get on really well with Sagittarius energies. I find them a great laugh. Cancer is normally if I could pick one sign that I get on with the best, I would say that is a Cancerian energy. I don't think there are very many people out there that I don't get on very well with if they're a Cancerian. I find them to be such a laugh, like, you know. It's one sign that I vibe with quite well as a Cancerian. But yeah, life path number 7. Do you ever find it where like you don't talk to people much? Like you might have like friends that you haven't spoke to in ages, and they always seem to be the ones that reach out to you, but you're never the one that actually reaches out to them, and it can be like ages before you actually reach out to people. Sometimes there are friends that I've known for years, and I think, wow, I really need to reach out to my friend Chris or something, right? And I haven't spoke to him in ages, and then I'll just not do it, and I'll not do it, and I'll put it off, and I'll put it off, even though I'm thinking, man, I haven't spoke to my friend in ages, and not do it, and not do it, and not do it. And then I'll get a message from that person saying, you alright, bruv, how you getting on, blah, blah, blah. Oh, shit, I meant to text you like 2 weeks ago, but I forgot, sorry. Yeah, I know. But I'm terrible for that. I normally just don't speak to people. I'm quite a bad friend, to be honest. Thank you, Nico. Thank you. Never talked to anyone. Definitely ham it in the tower over it. Yeah, Elijah. Yeah, it's very strange. I always say that when you take on the role of, well, basically the calling of what I was given, whatever it was of a gift that I was given in order to do this for a long time, I started to realise that we're constantly tormented through planets and stuff like that of three. Is that you never seem to find harmony and peace. That everything works out through a lesson. So through a lesson, you end up learning a lesson and then teaching a lesson, and then you teach it to the next person, and then you learn from another person the same kind of. It's just like this everlasting lesson that constantly goes around all the time. You learn something with an ex and you go through a situation, and then you either go through it again with them and again with them again and then again, or you completely don't and you move on and you meet someone else, and then you go through cycles and lessons with them, and then you teach them things that you've learned from that person, and you just I find that when you end up this way after so long of seeing things completely different, that we're constantly schooled and constantly marked by our remarks of what it is that we do and say to one another constantly, and yeah, it's like torment in a way, I suppose. Hi Beverly. Yvette, hi. Yeah, I don't, to be honest, I'm such a stickler and bore. I don't celebrate my birthday. I did a long time ago, but now I just see it as like, well, I'll buy myself something. I pretty much bought a couple of VSTs when the month started, and that's pretty much that. But yeah, I'm not one of these big birthday, and I'm not really a gift person either. I don't normally buy people presents and stuff, or like receive them myself, really. I'm such a bore. Does anybody else still really love birthdays? Divine Feminine, living in the UK. You're right. How's London? How's London, Divine Feminine UK? How are you? Elijah, is your mum here? My mum is here. You're right, Elijah's mum. How you getting on, Capricorn? How's your life? How's your daughter? Quick, Steve's on. Xmas and birthday for kids. Yeah, I know. I'm like that at Christmas as well. I'm more of a bar humbug. When I was seeing my ex, he's like, "Oh, don't you want to do this for Christmas?" I'm like, "Not really. No." Like, you know, I'm quite boring, to be honest. I'm fine, mate. London is naff as per usual. How's it there in Cams? Yeah, it's all right. I think it's another month or two before we're coming out. What's Boris been up to? I just want the hairdressers to open, man. It's just getting right on my nerves now. This place where I live is a complete ghost town, man. It really is. I had a walk through town today, and all the shops have pretty much closed and not going to be opening again. There wasn't that many anyway. And it's like, it's so quiet, like there is nobody in the centre of town, like nobody. It's kind of like, it's a whisper of wind. There's no families around, there are very few people going for walks, everybody is staying at home. Like, if you go to the supermarket, they're there, but when you go through town, it is like a very eerie feeling of just nobody being around. No, I'm not shaving it, my God, no. No. I have never had short hair, but when it gets too long, I'm like, ugh, annoying. Because it gets to the stage where it just goes, and I'm like, oh shit, get it off. Thanks, Amanda. Thank you. Never celebrate my own. Yeah, I don't really celebrate it. It's just a birthday. It's just a bit older. I mean, why does people celebrate for getting older? Normally, you don't want your birthday coming up, right? Who wants a birthday? It's just like, I mean, is it just me or is that everybody? But like, yeah, I can't wait for my birthday to get older. Yeah, when I was 4. Like now, I'm like 45. I'm like, yeah, it's my another year. Thanks, Divine Feminine. Thank you. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, really? Do I want to get older? No, do I, heck. It's weird though, right? Y'all guys feel like when you get older that you still feel the same, but I was talking, see, the people that I do talk to is that I love talking to strangers. And when I go into the supermarket and things like that, I love talking to elderly people, man. I do, and I love talking to really nice people. If they give off a vibe, I can sit and talk to someone for ages. And a new person, like an elderly person or something like that, they've got no attitude and they're just elderly and they're just funny and God knows what else. And I talk to these people, and I was talking to this old guy, and I was saying, we was on about age, and he said, yeah, but you were right, yeah, and yeah. And I was like, well, I'm 45, and to be honest, I can kind of feel what you would be feeling, right, where your body starts to pack up, but you're mentally okay, and you want to do things, but your body just starts to slowly close down, and you can't do the things that you really wanted to do when you were younger, but you're mentally there, but yeah, your body starts to pack up. Yeah, the mind, yeah. My mind is still where, it's weird where you sit back and you think, you know what, there's so many things that I want to do and go and be and everything else, but then when you look and you think, because me, I have like a bad hip, sciatica type sort of thing with a bad back, and when I walk, I'm kind of in pain a lot, but I love to be outside and walk, but I don't because I'm sometimes in pain doing it, and it's just the age, it's just me being a bricklayer for 25 years, building houses, that knackered me back up. So now, like later on in life, when I want to do the simple things, like just go for a walk for a long time, I can't do that as well as what I would have been able to, because I spent years lifting concrete blocks and bending down and laying them in footings and climbing up ladders with buckets of muck and everything else, building physical brick houses. So now it's kind of like, I just can't do it anymore. Happy birthday. Thank you, HD. Thank you for the donation as well. Thank you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Da 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 da. You're a geezer. You see, geezer. Icarus will know about this one, and the people from the UK, Divine living in the UK. Geezer, right? You call someone a geezer, they're just a bit of a duck and a diver, right? Just like, oh, I'm a geezer, and like I'm a bloke, right? Y'all know what bloke is, right? Like a geezer, a bloke, not like a boy, but like a geezer, right? So, like, also in the UK, if you call someone an old boy, you would probably look at as like an old person, right? But if you call someone a, you right old boy, are you getting on, you right old boy? That's just like a lad. Like, it can even be a kid. You look at me and go, you right old boy? Just like they're a bit of a lad. Do you know what I'm saying? It's weird to explain like the British slang words. But yeah, geezer is the same as old boy, basically. Some people would say an old boy is just someone that's really clocking on the miles, and then normally if you say old boy, it's just, yeah, they're a bit of an old boy, aren't they, Rogers? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's a geezer. But that's the way I see it. It's weird. What else have we got, Divine, living in the UK? What else do we say that people don't understand? Is there anything that I normally say that you don't understand? We don't understand a word you say, Steve, because you talk to dead people. I still love to mimic the British accent. Oh, no, darling, don't we just... Oh, God, Pippin, what do you know? Oh, well, I don't know, George. What do you say about it? If you go to Cambridge, if you go to places, well, if you like from where Divine living in the UK isn't more in London, you're right there, bruv. You're getting on, so you all right? But if you go to Cambridge, normally where I am, they start to speak like that. So you go in the shop and they go, oh, hello, how are you? Oh, yes, I'm very good, madam, thank you. What would you like? Oh, God, I was talking to my friend George this morning, and oh my God, Daphne came into the shop. And Daphne and her husband, oh, you wouldn't believe it, George. Just listen. And yeah, they're very posh when you when you. That's not that far from me actually. It's probably about 3/4 of an hour. But that's why I'm in Cambridgeshire. But yeah, right. Have you ever been to Cambridge, Divine Feminine? Have you ever been in Cambridge? It does make me laugh. I like going to Cambridge, I do, but it's because it's Cambridge University, dear. It's where the most Einstein and everything. And it's like, well, no, but I come from Cambridge University. When you greet us, are you alright if you ask? Are you alright? Yeah. Are you alright there? You alright there, son? It's a bit like Lock, Stock, Two Smoking Barrels. You alright there, son? You got a problem? You what? Or you're what? That's more London, innit? You alright there? You what? You got a problem then, eh, son? What's the matter then? It's all up. You're still written up your boat race, bruv. Someone actually said to me, what was it in the comment section? I forget which one it was. You're more like a failed actor, more like a failed actor, and more like a failed musician. Really? Some people really. Some people are right arseholes, aren't they? The amount of abuse that some people do like to shout and scream at some people. Apples and pears, yeah, bruv. Up the stairs. Apples and pears up the stairs. Chevy Chase up your boat race. Jelly tots all up your mush. Got jelly tots all up your boat race, bruv. Is there any scousers up in here? Hey, getting on it, calm down. We're actually, to be honest, I am building up my UK subscriber rate. It is actually getting there. Keyboard warriors, yeah, I know, don't they, as well? I've had a lot of people really slating my channel and they've got no icon of face, they've got nothing on their channel, and they just love to bitch. So should we play this music again very quickly? And if anybody had it, I haven't finished it yet, but let's have a look.
Talker, wait, no more fear, not asking,
Thank you, see
top of the world,
Thank you.
for the best go,
Really appreciate that.
never believe that, listen, say it, do it, I live through it, construction, time for action, you blew it, get out the way, move it,
That the way, Sam.
you slide backwards,
What you got to say about it?
time for action.
I know it's been a while, but I still like your style. I just wanna share a
Melissa, it's all there you are. Change your picture again. Thank you. Really appreciate it. Melissa again. Another one.
just wanna share a moment with you.
I spike tingles as another sound blurs. Divine jingle on the radio, my voice like curse. I thought I could bring it inside of me, but it was hiding inside of me. Now it's gone backwards. I thought I hate to view in the world. I swim with words, but all that's new in the birds. Trying to get my voice heard, it's murder, so I'm covering as much ground surface as I can. Man, I cruise hard.
gonna have to try and get all this set up so I can do some music and stuff properly. I keep saying that I'm gonna do that, but I have a Gemini moon and I normally change my mind. She's like the wind. But again, Melissa, thank you for the donations, constant donations that you've been giving anyway. So thank you for that. I really appreciate it. Another from Scotland. Yeah, we're getting a few UK lot in here. Happy birthday. Thank you, Virginia. Virginia. Yeah, man, I get most of my buzz when I make music. Like, it's the one thing that keeps me, I can get so frustrated though. Just for making bits, I normally delete it, get rid of it, no, that's no good. Put that together, no, that's no good. Put that together, and then all of a sudden you get this one bit where you're like, that's got me. That's kind of got me intrigued into starting it. And yeah, then it goes straight on. And sometimes you can find flow when making music and just make one within a day. The last one that I did, I think the last Angel Radio that I did, I think that took me about a day and a half to fully finish. Patty, thank you. Patty Mayo, I was going to say, was that Patty Mayo? And then all of a sudden I read the rest of your thing. What exactly is Patty Mayo? Patty Mayo is one of my favourite YouTubers, but he hasn't been on for ages. And he's actually a Cancerian, I think, because he kept coming up in my readings. Patty Mayo is a bondsman, and he goes around kicking doors in and tasing people. And it's actually, there was a lot of conspiracy about what he was doing, because he made out that he was a cop and that they were all actors. And then you get, yeah, man, I mean, I love it, I think he's great. He's got loads of money, but he's got thousands and thousands and thousands of subscribers. But basically, it's very good. Yeah, he's like a bondsman. For a start, he started off being some sort of cop, and then it went on to physical bonds. And he would, I mean, we don't have bond here, but basically go to the office and they would say, okay, they're not paid their bond. So if you go and get them and bring them to prison, you get like $2,000 for doing it. Depends what the bond was set for. So they basically, yeah, they all get into like a big car. There's 2, 3, 4 of them, and then they go and start kicking doors in. These people start like hiding and God knows what else. And some of the people that get tased, it's just funny. A load of American rednecks, basically. But it is funny, I gotta admit. What you drinking to celebrate, Steve? I already had my bottle of Baileys. Unfortunately, I got it early. And I got through a 30 quid bottle of Baileys in a day and a half, I think. But I don't drink. If I ever do, I just have a Baileys in coffee. I didn't drink it neat, I had it with coffee. But it's very fattening, and I'm really trying to lose weight at the moment. It's really annoying me. I've got such planets of addiction of food. Any addiction, I have struggled with addiction my whole life. And my planets are just like complete addiction planets. So I have to be very, very careful, because I can have these moments where when I destruct, I don't take people down with me, I take myself down. Like, I can put myself down all of a sudden, my energy levels can be real low, and then that's it. Bars of chocolate, everything else, like, and I'll be like, right, I'm in self-pity mode. Everybody out, and I'll just be like, right, and just yeah, if I ever have one of those moments, it's normally myself I take it out of, and that's just part of my chart. I always take things completely out of myself. I get everybody out of my life. I don't argue with people, I don't contact people, I just have a complete pity party myself, and then I self-destruct. And that's why I have to stay away from anything concerning drugs or drink or anything like that, because I do things to excess. And if I do things to excess, trust me, I would be arrested and thrown in prison. So I have to stay away from all things like that. All things that are wonderful, no. All things bright and wonderful isn't wonderful when you're in me. Jared, you the same? Yeah, bruv. Yeah, I have to stay away from everything. Even cigarettes now, I have to try and stay away from cigarettes, because I can smoke. Vodka. Oh no, God! I went to Poland once. Oh, the Polish know how to drink whiskey, vodka. Wow, Lestrovia. Oh man, what was it? When I went to Poland skiing, I fell over and broke my rib on the first day. The first day on a 2-week holiday in Poland. Fell over and broke my rib and spent the rest of the time in the pub eating food and drinking vodka. And I think the first night we stayed in, and I think we got through 7 or 8 litres of vodka between, I think it was five of us, I think. And yeah, we went to town with that. I've actually got videos of that. There's no way that I'm posting them. But yeah, my mate, he passed out. He was sick everywhere. Like, oh man, I can remember this. I'll tell you this one. His name was Graham. Great lad. But we rented out this wooden shack in Poland, Zakopane, I think it was. And I was designated in order to sleep in this same room as these 2 brothers. And I knew them well. And at the time I was suffering from anxiety. I was like, no, I'm going to sleep downstairs. He said, no, we've got a room for you, blah, blah, blah. So I went upstairs. He said, look, you know, you're going to be sleeping with Graham and so on and so forth. Opened the door. These pair had been sick everywhere, like up the wall, like they were sick all up the wall, on the carpet, in the bed, and they would lay there absolutely spark out. This is a lad's holiday, I'm telling you about, right? This is a lad's holiday. So there was like sick everywhere, all over the floor, up the walls, in the bed. I just opened the door, took one look in, and brother, there's no way I'm sleeping in there. There's no way. There is absolutely no way I would sleep in there. If someone cleaned it, would I not sleep in there? Because I'm very funny when it comes to that. So anyway, yeah, I ended up sleeping downstairs. But my God, that was a lad's holiday from hell. Well, it was good, but trust me, when you get like 4 or 5 of us lads there drinking like litres of vodka each day, damn, there was some, man, we got, what was it? I think he's actually my sister's father. I'll tell you this one, you probably won't like this one. Can I tell this one online? we got this nappy, right? We got this bloke's nappy, and went out and got a load of peanut butter and slurred it in this nappy. And this person that was like going to be sick and he'd had loads of vodka, he was asleep, right? So don't fall asleep, whatever you do. So he's fell asleep. So we aligned this nappy with this peanut butter. And then we went, right, Graham, wake up, Graham. And we were all like eating this peanut butter out of this nappy. It was... I can't believe I told that one on here. But yeah, he was, he woke up and he went, oh, right. And we was like tucking into this peanut butter from this nappy, and that absolutely freaked this geezer right out. Oh dear. Get loud. Yeah, you got to be a lad to fully understand that one though. If you ain't one of the lads, you ain't never going to get that, trust me, because there were no women there. Oh, you would have gone home. You would have gone home and committed yourself into a padded cell if there was any chicks there. That was a lad's holiday. That's like one of those moments where you're like, what happens here stays here. Like, this doesn't go any further. Everybody had dyed their hair, like bleach blonde, like Eminem. Yeah. It was a right mess, but yeah, one of the best holidays I'd had, really. But the videos that I've got of me being absolutely wasted are never being seen by anybody. That was before I was doing this. That was a long time ago. before the band even started playing. Yeah, I think the last band that I went to see was Paul Weller, actually. Paul Weller. I've seen Paul Weller 3 times. The last time I went to see Paul Weller, I'm trying to think where it was. It was near Uttoxeter, I think. But yeah, Paul Weller, he smashed his mouth on the microphone. He went to sing like "Ray," and it smashed all his lip open. And his rodeo gave him a guitar, and as he was playing, his straps and his guitar swung, and he's just gone like fucking smash and just smashed it all straight on. That was a great gig. That was good old Paul Weller. You do something to me, and something deep inside. I love smoking, but I can't now due to cancer. Oh God, I am sorry. Been sober, marijuana for a year now. Oh, that reminds me of a song, marijuana. I wanna get high on marijuana. I wanna be a hippie and I wanna get stoned on marijuana. Anybody remember that one? Paul Weller used to come and drink coffee at my Starbucks store. Oh wow, yeah, really cool dude, right? He's actually getting on a bit now. He's changed his look a little bit, right? I think he's got a new album out, but man, sometimes some artists they're great, but I think they start losing it. A bit like Paul McCartney. Paul McCartney, funnily enough, Paul McCartney was always an all-time favourite of mine. Paul McCartney. I think the best Beatle, but a lot of people would always say John Lennon, but Paul McCartney, yeah, made some great songs afterwards, but now his voice is gone and he's still making music, but it's not what it used to be. Excuse me. So I don't quite know what to do about readings. Kind of going to stick with the weeklies, I think, for a while. Because I kind of started giving up on the Life Path readings because it's really kind of the same, to be honest. You do a Life Path reading and if you do a 2, it just relates to Libra still, or a 4, Scorpio, and so on and so forth, and I just thought I'll just stick with the star signs. Yeah, I can't do that anymore. I can't do all that sort of stuff anymore, smoking and... No, I would be very paranoid and God knows what else, and yeah, it doesn't help me. Cypress Hill, wow, yeah, I haven't heard them for a while. Cypress Hill. Weekly readings, you like the weekly readings? Yeah, I think it keeps the energy very present, and then after the weekly readings start looking at different... Some of them really are strange on Patreon when I start looking into the... Because I'm going to start looking into the intentions, but at the moment we're looking into what's the next move that's made towards you. And then the next lot of weeklies do what's the intentions of the person, and just try and keep it different. But yeah, I like looking into the family dynamics. Some of it gets quite like, ooh. Me baked, yeah, no you don't. I think the last time that happened, I stripped off naked and got in a closet and tried to escape this ringing in my ear, but it wasn't physically here, but I got inside of a closet in order to try and get this ringing out of my ear, but it wasn't. It was because I was baked and I decided, oh, that's the last time I'm doing that. How can we bake? It doesn't. Hold How can I live without you? 'Cause I want to know. How do I live? Alright, Zeph Moon. Steve Bake story. Cool, I could tell you some stories if I want on YouTube. Spin us a line, Steve. I've done some stupid things in my time, I can assure you. But I've also been the opposite. I've also been a counsellor and God knows what else, and a family therapist. And thank you so much. Sorry, my eyesight is really bad. China Lee. China in my hands. Cool icon. What's Carissa said? Who's laughing at what Carissa said? What did she say? Carissa. Parking lot. You got lost in a parking lot. Are you blonde by any chance, Carissa? Oh, it's probably because you're talking about being baked, right? Yeah. $3 a.m. for work. Oh wow, you got to go to work at 3 a.m. really? Wow, there's a really good song there by Roger Waters called 3 a.m. I'm going to have to listen to that actually. What was it on the Roger Waters 3 a.m. Radio, something radio. Brilliant album. It's on the same album as when The Tide Is Turned. The Tide Is Turning. Halsey. I know someone called Halsey. Chris. Housings. Is anybody getting bored yet? I've got to have my tea. I can't be bothered to cook, if I'm honest. I think I'm having a cheat day. Ba-ba-ba. Cheers, Ern O'Neill. Yeah, I can't really do these live things when I do cards because I can't concentrate. I need full concentration. That's why I don't do a lot of live things, to be honest. I just can't concentrate. I need to not feel like I'm being watched. Even though I'm being watched by dead people all the time. Happy birthday, Steve from Canada. Thank you, Trissa. Happy birthday, Steve. Thank you, Malva. Is there anybody here that's not from the UK, Canada, or America? What are you having? What for my tea? Probably just, to be honest, I brought some sweet stuff. I've got a terrible sweet tooth. And I had a walk and I was like, right, if I'm going to have something tomorrow, I'm going to have something tonight. So, yeah, I'll have to start my diet again after that. But I'm at the stage where, like, I'm like, love, or all that sort of stuff. I'm like, I don't care what I look like. So I'm like, well, I'm just going to live my life and enjoy it. I'm not one of these leaf eater people and constantly working out, looking after my appearance. I'm alright as I am. So I'm kind of like, well, I'm going to live my life. Wow, thank you, AMCCMA. Thank you so much. Wow. Happy birthday, Steve. Thank you for all you do best. Thank you. Wow, that's really nice, really generous. Thank you. Yeah, a long time ago I used to worry about my look, or like, I'm just going to enjoy myself. And to be honest, when I was younger, I could never even say the word death or die. For years and years and years, when I was a child and growing up through my teens, I was that superstitious that I couldn't even say the word death or die. I just couldn't. I thought that if I was to say death or die, or talk about it at least, it would happen. And I was so afraid of it happening, and so afraid of losing people, and losing parents and stuff like that, that I wouldn't even speak of the word death. Wouldn't even speak of it. And it was so strange, the feelings that I used to have when I was a child. Literally would not speak of it. And now, this part of my life, the last part, I always see it as two halves, basically, of what you start to experience, is now I'm not afraid. Like, I'm not afraid at all. There is nothing that I'm really afraid of. Like, I'm not afraid of not making it. I'm not afraid of money. I'm not afraid of dying. I'm not afraid of not enjoying myself. How long have I got left? I just don't feel this afraid energy of like I used to feel when I was a child and growing up, and paranoia and strange sensations and stuff. Now I just feel like I'm just happy and content, and just not really, like, not scared, but not afraid. There's one thing about me that a lot of you don't probably know, is that I can't sleep in the dark. Even from a child, I do not like the dark. I have to have the light on. Not this bright light, because this is very bright. But I have two nightlight things here, and I always have this TV on. This TV is never really turned off. I can't stand the dark. I just don't like it. I think a lot in the dark. If the light's on, I can pass out straight away and I don't think. If the light's off and there's no sound, my head, I don't know if I channel when I'm asleep, or like just got the lights off, but no, I can't stand dark. And I like noise. I like something going on in the background and lights on. It's very strange at the age of 45. To be honest, that's something that me and my ex used to, because it's weird. Because I'm so bad in a relationship. I really am. Because I snore and I've got sleep apnea and God knows what else, and I like the light on and the TV. And my ex used to put up with all of that. But eventually it does drive someone crazy if they like the opposite of what you like. And that was my ex. She didn't like the lights on, she didn't like the TV on, it had to be quiet. And I was like, oh no, I just can't. Come sleep here. I always have a fan of noise. Yeah, I just can't sleep in the dark. Even from a child, when I was a child, I used to see a lot of spirits. Like as a kid, man, I used to get this anxiety as a child, and I used to see things like, I don't know if any of you have suffered through anxiety, but it's more spiritual stuff. But you see things like, if you're looking at something, it looks like 10 mile off. It's kind of like the room goes, or it looks really close. And I used to sit there and like sit up as a child and look at my hand, and everything looked big, or like it was like miles off, and I couldn't engage in the energy. And I used to do some very bizarre things as a child. And I used to hear all kinds of stuff in my head, and like I used to be really connected as a child, but I didn't know what it was as a very young age. And it's so weird. 2 fans for proper work. Happy birthday and have a successful new year. Yeah, the year is kicking off, right, with really looking into the year now. March, soon be April. It's weird when you do a YouTube channel though, because I'm constantly thinking about the date. And yeah, you end up just looking for the next month and for the next month and for the next month. So it's very odd. You've constantly got time and date on your head all the while. Sometimes I have feelings like these portal, there's some noise making it. Yeah. Oh, that's what's reminded me to talk about. Do any of you guys ever hear that spirit around this microphone? Because it was coming through a lot of the readings, and I used to think it was an aeroplane, but it's not. It's this weird, because someone was asking this. When the microphone is normally behind me over here, right? And the camera is here, and I sit there and look. So this microphone's there. Normally when you see that I channel, I always look to the right and sit there, and I always look to wherever I feel, like my spirit kind of like might move around and I look around. But majority of the time I look to where the microphone is. And there's this noise that comes through when I'm channeling, like this swirring noise, like this, and it's a very strange haunting noise, like a humming type sort of, and it's like a massive energy that seems to swarm around the microphone at times of where I'm like channeling something, because I've normally seen spirits fly around me, and it's kind of like when they're there they give off this sound and then they go and it's kind of like they drop off the last part of the Akashic records to you. They make the noise and then they go off, and then the noise stops. Because when I've been editing it, I'm sometimes like, how I just can't get rid of that, like that noise. It just won't. So majority of the time it's not, but some of the time it is, and yeah, it's very weird, right? Yeah, it's like this whirring, like sort of dark, kind of weird energy. I used to think it was the audio levels, but I've tried turning them down, turning them up, altering them, and it still happens, and then sometimes it don't happen at all, and then sometimes it does, and it has to be that. Melissa, I get very high ringing if I don't have music. Oh, have you got tinnitus? You know what tinnitus is? That's one thing I really hope that I don't get, is tinnitus. Deb, yep, hear it in your readings. Yeah, quite a few times, right? Thank you, Diamond Call. Diamond Call, wow. Thank you, Birthday Coffee. Thank you. A few new people here that I haven't really seen in the chats and stuff. Diamonds are forever. Is PC on where you record? PC is there. Yeah, I bought that computer. Somebody was asking, I think, on Patreon. Sorry, I don't always get a chance to answer all the questions that people leave on Patreon and stuff. PC, yes, PC was bought quite a while ago. Yeah, that was a task and a half, that was. Because I didn't have anything for a start. But yeah, the PC was bought a long time ago. It's a workhorse, this PC. It does me really well. Because it runs all of the music stuff that I do, the VSTs and things that I make all those sounds with, and God knows what else, takes up a lot of CPU and RAM and God knows what else. So in order for me to be able to have the internet on, record, edit at the same time, tarot stuff, and then like make music at the same time, you really do need a good workhorse. Can you hear anything? Yeah, there's a fan here, but I do turn that off normally when that happens. But yeah, with this computer, you get one of these little fan things, and you can turn the fans on and off. But like I said, the PC is there, and the camera, the actual recording microphone is right over here. But then if that was making a noise, but that fan was always on, why doesn't it do it all the time? Yeah, maybe. It could be that. I think I'm going to stick with it being my spirit though. How do you feel about white noise? I don't know. Never really give it much thought, to be honest. It's just noise. To be honest, I'm not really a great thinker. I have, well, my eyes are so bad, Icarus. I have tinnitus, is it? Pain in the area. I was going to say pain in the ass. Again, ringing and silence. Well, thank you, Samantha. Thank you. Appreciate ya. I appreciate you. Where you from? What's your name? What's your number? US. Oh, sorry, I missed that one. Zen Nora 2. Steve, how did you find getting into tarot? Was just something you... Yeah, from an early age, I used to... well, I was an esoteric spirit writer for years and years before I even touched tarot. But I used to do it as a child. Me and my brother were into it as a child. And I always seemed to have this weird gift of advice that was just followed me and plagued me through friends, just constant, and a different way of looking at it. I was a big dreamer. I was very much into Jim Morrison and like I was a big dreamer. And I just had this weird thing about me as a child, and it used to just follow me. And I just started doing it. Basically when the twin flame from out of space started to enter. But I was writing predictions for a long time first. I think it's the flair of what you have about you as well, you know. Jimi Hendrix, bow bow wow, foxy lady. Yeah, I don't ever really type on my phone. Oh, it really annoys me. Spelling and phones and God knows what else. I use coffee for information to dreamer, Neptune, always, and clouds. Yeah, I drink a lot of coffee. Oh. Living in Texas, Georgia. Good Tennessee whiskey. What's his name? The artist, guitarist, and also singer, country and western. Done Tennessee. I don't know why that's there. Why is that there? I love that text and stuff, yeah. I find it better to communicate. I'm a better talker than anything else. I get very frustrated when it comes to have to like read and stuff because I'm dyslexic. So when it comes to spelling, the phone is good for me because I normally talk into a microphone and get it to spell for me. But yeah, I'm terrible at reading and writing. I can't concentrate. It just doesn't. It's one of those things that it just doesn't work in my head. Reading and writing, it's just one of those things that frustrate me that much, and it always did as a child. It was just something that I'm not supposed to do, and I get so frustrated with having to spell or read that it's kind of like something that I'm doing and it goes into my head, but it just doesn't. It goes straight in one ear and straight out the other. It just doesn't work. And I gave up a long time worrying about whether I could spell or read or write, so I'm not like completely illiterate. I can spell and write and stuff, but I choose not to. Yeah, you sound like a Canadian, Elijah. Sound like a man. Really, really, really trying to stop smoking as well. Chris Stapleton, that's it. Yeah, Chris Stapleton. Yeah, I quite like Chris Stapleton. I think palm reading interesting too. Yeah, palm readers. Depends what your calling is and what you're good at. I drink lots of coffee since my dad died. Oh wow, I do apologise. Yeah, look out for messages, Gigi. I don't know if I've ever channelled any messages for deceased loved ones. There was some in the Pisces reading. A man, yeah. I'm a man. I'm a man eater. Elijah's more like a man eater. I'll eat you for breakfast. Can you explain what happens right before you start to channel and how you achieve it at the beginning, activate it? It just happens. It just happens. There is so much. You'll notice that when I put the camera on, it only happens when I want it to. Like, I can turn it on and I can turn it off. I can turn it on and I can turn it off. And it's took a lot of years of practicing. It's took a lot of years of practicing to turn it on and off, and when to listen to it and when not to. The majority of the time, and my downloads were actually when I was experiencing my life path number, which is 7, which is when I was driving Chariot. When I was driving, I used to get multiple downloads, and I used to have to pull over and write them all out. And I was getting loads and loads by doing that. And I mean, I've had like 75 awakenings, and it just happens. It's just a switch that I turn on and then decide to turn it off, and then break it down, break the code down, and then it makes the reading what it is. It goes through the reading, I add a piece of myself to it, a bit of comedy, so on and so forth. And you know, because sometimes I could turn on the camera and pretty much just say the whole lot within a couple of minutes, but you know, that's no entertainment, right? That's definitely not Robbie. That's not entertainment. So instead of me just blurting out straight away in my head what's within a couple of minutes, is to make it what it is, which is part of your calling, is to add me to it and everything else that I hear and break it all down and make stories. You know, I'm a storyteller. That is normally what a seer is a storyteller, you know. So yeah, it's hard to explain. Just loads of things in my head. Deb's from outer space, isn't you, Deb? Picture. Evie, hi. How you doing? That's why I love your reads, else seers. Yeah, yeah. It's adding everything into it, like But it can get very frustrating when you have to do it every day. When you have 12 star signs to do, right, and you've got other people that want to watch their reading. When you're channeling for 12 star signs, and then when you're finished, you have to do another 12, and then another 12, and another 12. You have to reserve some in the tank in order to be able to do it. So I had to learn the hard way about turning it off and reserving some kind of energy in order to be able to do the next one, so you don't get frustrated. Because the energy, when you're channeling, you can start to channel dark energy as well. So it can really frustrate you because you're a constant vessel for messages. So you're a constant vessel for other people's energy and theirs. When you have that flowing through you daily, when you're opening your channel and closing it and opening it and closing it and opening it and closing it, you get very experienced of vesseling a hell of a lot of energy through you per day to give out messages. And it can be very, at the end of the day, like when it's done, like I said, running a YouTube channel, it's on your mind 24/7. This channel and this thing that I do and my work, it is on my head from the moment that I wake up to the moment that I go to sleep, because I'm channeling, and because it's coming out and coming out and coming out and coming out. It's a lot of energy that's vesseled through, so you have to deal with all of that in your own manner as well. So sometimes it can start to affect you, but you still have a job to do. So and like that's why I was saying in some of the readings through being self-employed, is that you have this motivation that you have to keep going, because if you only got yourself to rely on and you are your own boss, then you have to keep doing it and keep doing it and keep doing it and keep doing it. So you have to really start to adapt to the amount of energy that comes in and comes out, and then know yourself what's a message for you, what's for everybody else, how to break that down, how to close the energy off, how to deal with all of the emotions and feelings that other people are feeling. Then are you feeling that, and is that you? And trust me, when your head starts to lose time, you can really start to lose yourself out there for a while. You know, you have to gather yourself and think, right, Steve, where are you? You know, where are you in all of this? As I'll be touching his hair. No, my hair is being cut off, Elijah. It is really getting on my nerves. It's too long now. It's too straight. But yeah, I don't really look after my appearance much anymore because I work constantly. Like I said, I haven't had a day off work in 4 years. Like 4 years have I never had a day off. It's constant. Even Saturdays and Sundays. I mean, I don't even know what day it is. People keep telling me, oh, it's Saturday, it's Sunday. I have got absolutely no idea. I really haven't. There you go, Elijah. I've got no idea. How many people we got on here anyway? I don't know where to read all this stuff. 61 viewers. How long we've been going? Wow. 119. You just won't let us for a sec, which is a self-sign of spirit. Sometimes say hello and thank them for. You just went blurry for a sec. Hello. Tara says hello. Hello. It's weird because when I look that way on here, it's flipped. It's weird. I still don't know how to work this. If I pay for this, it gives me a lot more access to things, but this is normally what the music community that I follow, they have this. Jen. Hello, Jen. Thank you. How are you? Jan is a very long time follower of mine. 86 on mine. Yeah, see, it don't always give me a readout that's true all the time. I don't know. Yeah, if you're worried, yeah, this is not spirit though, Tara. This is like vape. I'm not on fire. I don't even know where the likes are. It's weird this, because I have the setup of everything that it's allowing me to do. Because it shows me the donations, the subscribers, people that have come in, people that have said things. And then you've got the chat. But it should normally come up with loads of things if I pay for it to tell you what you can have. But I was thinking about starting it on Twitch as well, because I used to have a Twitch channel a long time ago. How are you feeling today? What, me? Worn out. Oh, that's a cool name. Ayuki. Ayuki? Ayuki. Well, that's a really cool name. Yeah, I'm feeling tired now. I've just finished a load of readings today. Tried to have a day off, but I still can't find myself to have a day off work. Happy birthday. Thank you, Jenny Justice 13. Thank you. Beverly. Hi, Beverly. Sunday, March 8th. Yeah, it's Sunday, but it's March 8th tomorrow. Well, I thought I would do it today because I want to get a couple of 3 readings done tomorrow morning and then go and visit my friend Aries. My friend Mel, she's a good Aries. I think she's probably the only person that I've really been in contact with through this. Why can't you take a day off, Steve? Evie. Yeah, I just can't. It's one of those things, because I'm like the Chariot and the Tower. I'll lay down and think, okay, right, I'm not going to do anything. And then within 5 or 6 minutes, I'm like, no, and I'm up, and I'm like, right, I could at least do a reading. And I'll get it done, and then I'll sit down for a bit, and then I'm like, no, I've got to get up, and I'll do it. And I just have this urge constantly to just... I can't sit still. Like I have to get up and do something and work, and I start to tell myself, you didn't do anything today, and I don't know, it's just this pattern I've got into. So I try to make sure, because like from 5 o'clock in the morning I get up. Past level 1's readings, yeah. I don't know quite what to do with that at the moment. I might do that. I might put a list out somewhere. Maybe it might be on the Facebook thing, but I might do it on YouTube. Is to leave names of people, and then I'll have a go through doing it so it's not on this, because I think that might be slightly difficult. But yeah, we'll see through that. But you see, because I'm locked into Patreon, I have to stay loyal to the people that have paid the patronages, because it's locked into what you get for the month. So the amount of stuff that I can decide to do for free for people for YouTube, I'd love to do it if I was to just get paid enough by YouTube. But I really have to think of my Patreon members. So I get into a 2 and 8 in my head, being a Gemini moon, of like, you know, I like for people to try and get their money's worth of what they pay for on Patreon. So I can't really just think, okay, I'm going to do, you know, some deceased channeling and stuff for everybody that I would like to do. I have to keep up that obligation. And that's another trap that you also get into when you join Patreon and things. When you run a Patreon account, you also have to think about people that have paid money for the month and stuff like that. So yeah, I can go live on Patreon. I think, well, I can do this, but just make it live on Patreon, I think. But yeah, I normally I try to just make sure that I give them their money. I don't like people paying money and me not being able to give anything back to people. I always feel guilty. That's what keeps me going. I think of the people that have paid for the month. Thanks for doing what you do. Thank you, Divine Feminine. Up in London. How's it getting on up in London? You got great spirit, Divine Feminine. It's my brother. Oh, I do apologise for that. Can you hear him? Bicycle. Bicycle. I want to ride my bicycle. I want. Was it anything to do with a motorbike? Because I'm kind of hearing a motorbike accident. Motorbike. Or Motor's disease? Crohn's disease. I can't believe Cam's is that quiet though. Yeah, it is. It really is. Thanks, Evie. Thank you. Yeah, it is Divine Feminine. At some point I'll have to come up towards London. We'll have a cup of coffee. It's not that far really. When I get myself a car, if I'm going to buy myself a car soon, I'll have to travel up there and see you. Yeah, I don't know why I keep seeing a motorbike. It's weird. I don't know what that is for. Because I heard motorbike. Motorbike, motor. Like Charlie Sheen or something. Charlie Sheen? What is that? Like Evil Knievel. Evil? Number 2. A 2 card. I can make it to St. Neots. Oh wow. Yeah, St. Neots. That is so strange that you mentioned St. Neots. That's where I met my twin flame. My first one, Libra, lived in St. Neots. Yeah, St. Neots, McDonald's. That's near Sandy, right? Yeah, because I used to work in St. Neots at the child's school, St. Samuel Pepys. I actually lived in St. Neots as well. That's where I met was one of my other exes as well. She was a Sagittarius. Yeah, it was Samuel Pepys School, and I did live there for a few years with my ex in St. Neots. Yeah, that was a 3 or 4 year disaster relationship as well. They all seemed to go wrong. Yeah, worked there, and that was also where the twin flame first thing was at that point. A spiritual connection. We don't talk about twin flames on here, darling. Happy B-Day. Thank you, Erica. Yeah, I don't know what this is. I'm trying not to really channel, to be honest, because it's a bit. But I was hearing something about a bike or biking, hiking, hitchhiker. Who was in the hitchhiking film? What was his name that was in the hitchhiker? There's a name there somewhere of someone that was in Hitchhiker, the original. Pitchley. Do you know Pitchley? He was in St. Neots. Oh yeah, Cats Are Roundabout. Yeah, I think I've had six divine connections, 6 or 7. I think it's 7. Damn Dooney, you're alright. Yeah, 6 or 7 spiritual connections latched on. First one though took me years, 7 years to 7 year cycle to get through that one. Libra. Sag rising, danger cat. Thank you, Imran. Thank you. I used to know someone, Imran. I think his name was Imran Adalat. Imran Adalat, that I used to know. Jackie Kelly, you alright? How are you? Seen you for a while. Is it Jackie Kelly or is it another one? Just Jackie. Jackie Kelly, have you changed your name? Was you used to be Just Jackie? Or is that another person? There's so many people now that are all got the same kind of name. John, alright John. How you doing? Thank you. Jenna, thank you Jenna. Ma chérie amor. Ma chérie amor. Just rather stay single. Yeah, it's much easier, right? But love always finds a way, that's what I say. And it does, you know. I've started to know also about change is that a Scorpio energy is normally when, you know, if you're supposed to be doing something, you will. And the planets will make you have a change of heart. It'll make you have a change of mind. You will suddenly just start to think differently. That's change. When your thought process change, that's your feelings that will start to follow in tandem. So basically the first port of call of where it hits is your head. So when the energy comes down, it will start to give you a change of mind. When you've had a change of mind is when you will have a change of heart. When you have that, that's when you're in alignment with the person. And you either forgive them because you're starting to change the way you see it, right? So you start to notice a lesson about yourself and you think, well, probably I was part to blame there. That's the bigger person when you can admit and you can think, well, you know what, I can kind of see it from your point of view as well. I probably was partly to blame. You'll start to change your mind. You'll start to see it differently. There's no way chance does that ever say that it's going to work out, but your head will start to change the way you see things. When your mind changes, that's when your feelings will change, right? The mind has to change first, because if the feelings are torn, your mind will be in conflict. When your mind starts to shift, that's the energy shift. It creates it from the mind first. The mind will start to create the feelings again, right? Because if you feel happy or sad or confused, your feelings are going to get all mixed up and you'll get mixed emotions about the whole thing. When your mind changes, that's normally where you'll see things differently because the planets are aligning my chakras. Doesn't matter whether you meditate or not either. Or lessons to catch over. Catch a fish by its toe. Have we got any Pisces up in the house? Go Pisceans. Well, this place must be absolutely smoky. Smoky. Oh, God, the seat has actually become a part of me. I need to actually buy myself a decent seat, to be honest. Thank you, Angela. Angela. Thank you. Really appreciate it. True feelings unlocked. Yeah, when your mind changes, that's normally when everything changes. Everything changes but you. You're 1,000 miles apart, but you know I love you, girl. We said goodbye, the taxi cab is waiting. No, don't you cry. Just one more kiss before I have to go. Oh, girl, I know the situation's changed. See, the situation changes. That's the only song I used to like by them. I love Pisces, even though I am a Virgo. Yeah, Pisces are great, right? But I did like a Pisces once. Yeah, it depends on who you get with, really. I know some, my star signs, I know some people that I get on well with, but they rub me up the wrong way, you know. Happy birthday, all of you Pisces, yes. Go Pisces. Crying and then I'm happy again. Yeah, it's called an awakening. See, half the people, you don't realise, you know, a lot of it is a difference of opinion of an awakening, becoming feminine and masculine, physically doing that within yourself. That's because your emotions are torn, because you're hard and soft. Is it hard or is it soft? Well, you'll soon find out, because you'll find out the hard way. So if your emotions are all over the place, that's because you are fluctuating between your Jupiter and your Venus. Jupiter and Venus. So mine's Aries, Jupiter. Oh, don't you cry. There's one more kiss before I have to go. Yeah, us Pisces are great. Alright, yep. We is. Good song. Thanks for singing. Sing, sing a song. Make it called Moon in Gemini. Yeah, I have a Moon in Gemini. Jesus, any psychopathic Moon Geminis out there like myself? Damn, how much do I fight with myself? Jesus. Do I constantly go back and forth with like myself? Like, jeez, Gemini Moon. I can't seem to focus. I do when I draw myself properly as a Gemini Moon and focus, then I'm alright. But man, I can sit there and have a right word with myself, and I'm like, right, listen, Gemini Moon, have a word with yourself, bruv, and just pull yourself together and just calm down, take a seat. Yeah, did I see it? I did somewhere, Elijah. Someone said Gemini Moon, I think. Yeah. I get ahead of myself sometimes. Steve, your age. My age is going to be 45. My age. Yeah, it's getting on. When I was 30 is when I worried. When I turned 30, oh man, I dreaded becoming 30. I thought life was over when I started turning 30. By the time I got to 33, I stopped giving a shit, and now I don't care. Like, I really don't care. Everybody Gemini moons. Yeah, it's a difficult one, right? It is. I tried to do your guys' reading. I've done your guys' reading today, Gemini. I've done it just before when the other readings were on. You're still young then, Steve. Yeah, kind of, but no, sort of. But yeah, I've done the Gemini bit, and I always get so confused. You'll see that when I do the Gemini bit, I get so confused channeling or doing the reading. It's kind of there, but I see loads of patterns doing that, and I get so confused because I've got a lot of people Gemini, and also myself, and I know other people, and I'm like, right, this is gonna, yeah, I really struggle with that one. Gemini is the only one that I really struggle to read for. A young pup, yeah. What's age though? It's just a number, right? Oh, where'd that come from, Melissa? Oh, it must have been Elijah North Sterling Grand Shrine. Oh, it's a Grand Shrine up in here. I'm not an astrologist, so I don't. Christ, Venus, Mercury, Steve. Yeah, yeah, we've got a lot of same placements, Melissa. A lot of the same placements. Aqua Venus, yeah, and Mercury, yeah, same place. And then Aries, Jupiter. Mother is Pisces, Jackie Kelly. Yeah, the last thing you want is a Virgo moon though. Very complicated people. There's been 2 readings just lately on the reflection of the other people, and 2 of them, when I looked into them on Patreon, they had 9999999 everywhere. Like, it was just, they had, I think, all the 9s in both decks were they out. 9 of Cups, 9 of Pentacles, 9 of Wands. Like in both decks, nearly all the 9s come out, and they came out in 2 readings. One, and both of them where I was saying, I think it was the next move that was made towards you, or something that I was doing on Patreon. And when I'd done the second part of the reading, all the 9s came out. Like, there were just 9s everywhere. And it was like, oh my God, Jesus. I think it was in one of them, how is this person thinking and feeling? Fucking depressed. Suicidal. It was all 9s, like everywhere was 9s. F5 number is 9. Wow, how'd you get on with that one, Carmel? I know I'm Virgo. Yeah, sorry for all my, like, when I say about 9s and Virgos and stuff, I don't have any opinion against other people. You know, a 9 either deals with somebody where they're controlled a lot, but I give my opinion that I know 4 people, like the people that I'm going to see tomorrow, the people that I'm going to see that are my friends. One is an Aries, she's an Aries, and he's a Sagittarius, and they're together. And they were both married to 9s. One was a Cancerian 9, and the other one was a Pisces number 9. And then there's a family member presently in that is classed as Virgo, but was also dating a number 9. And yeah, and my first connection with Libra was a number 9 Libra. And yeah, just wow, a very difficult time there. But obviously being a number 9 is, you know, would see it completely different to other people, you know, completely different. Because it's your experience. Your numbers are going to be your experience of what happens, you know. Is that what's going on? What do I do about the flashbacks? No idea. Book yourself into an asylum. No, don't. My first love was Sag 9. Yeah. Yeah, first for me was Libra 9. I never really ever did find out if that Libra did feel or do anything. It was such a strange thing that went on for so long. Getting caught in those drama triangles when you're feminine becoming masculine and stable. Whew, damn, they can be some tough times. Yes, to each your own. Yeah, sure. Yeah, your experience will be your own. It doesn't matter what number you are, you know. As a 7, you know, I would always bump into people that would deceive me constantly all the time, or I would do things that are very devious as a child. But then later on in life, now I'm just a runner now. Like, I constantly run and do my own thing, you know, and happy doing that. You just learn your experiences of what you are. It depends on your placements of what you meet up with. Cool. Wow, I just realised that's 20 past 9. See, now at my age, I'm normally in bed by now. Give it 9 o'clock and I'm like putting on Netflix and sitting back and chilling. 9 o'clock, I'm passed out. I think it's a sleep apnea thing, I think, that doesn't help. My first love was Leo. Yeah, that was my ex. Leo was my ex. He is a fire zone high school and Netflix and chill. Yep. Alone. Yeah. Yeah, I like me Netflix. I like getting into me shows and stuff. Has anybody seen Behind Her Eyes? Man, if y'all want to watch something good on Netflix, watch Behind Her Eyes. Wow, that is such a good first season. Behind Her Eyes. I was gobsmacked by that show. It started off as one thing and then it ended up being something completely what you're unaware of what you knew. It turns into something mythological about dreams and replacement of souls. And through their dream state they swap. And man, you're got to watch that. It's called Behind Her Eyes on Netflix. Brilliant show. Yeah, astral projection. Yeah, and they swap over, right? Oh, it's unreal. And then at the end of it, you're like, no. It's like one of those shows where you watch it and you're like, whoa, this is really taking a twist. And then all of a sudden you kind of start working it out and you think, oh, I think I've got it. And then you haven't. And then you're like, oh shit, I can't believe it. Like, what a great show. Yeah, because it doesn't show astral projection right at the start. It takes a while and it gets you into the story, and then when you really get hooked, it's like, whoa, that's mental. Yeah, I used to astral project myself. When you astral project, I used to do it in a complete and utter. I've been like at the time, but yeah, you jump when your soul jumps back into your body. You jump like I used to jump all the time in my sleep. I used to lay there completely and utterly relaxed into a REM sleep, and then jump. And I used to get it all the time, like as a child. When you suddenly jump back into your body. Yeah, behind her eyes, Melissa. You'll like it, trust me. It's a very good watch. You'll be absolutely gripped. Could you tell by the overhead camera angles? What's that? That's it. Yeah, no, I didn't try to do it. It just started happening to me a long time ago, and I would sort of wander around a little bit. It's not quite like what other people say it is when you're actually doing it yourself. You kind of notice more when you jump back into your body. Remembering what happened whilst out there is a different matter. Yeah, you'll like it, Melissa. It's good. What was the other one? What's the other one I used to like? Can't remember now. Thanks, Jackie. Yeah, I don't dream anymore. I find it hard to remember any dreams, but I think that's my sleep apnea because I don't get full sleep. Yeah, you remember waking up. Queen's Gambit, yeah, that's a good one as well, Queen's Gambit. What's the one with the casino where they start running a casino and it's the... Oh man, what's that called? In the second or third one they start running a casino, it's more of a money launderer on Netflix. Happy birthday, D. D? Is it your birthday, D? Happy birthday, D. Oh, happy birthday. It's today. Happy birthday. Ozark. That's it? Ozark. Yeah, brilliant show that was. At the end of the third season? Wow, was you expecting that? That really shocked me right at the end of the third season. Damn. Tara, thanks Tara. Yeah, I don't follow too much Chinese astrology or beliefs of anything. You have to be very careful on what you listen to, if I'm honest. Fit boot. Fit boot. It's so Scottish. Fit boot. See you fit boot, laddie. A fit boot. Going fishing, having a good night, Steve. Thanks, John. Sorry I missed you. Thank you. Oh, I'm glad it helped in certain ways. A broader perspective is the one thing to take from stuff. It's just a broader perspective. Never take anything very seriously. Fitboot. What about Fitboot? Greatest news show. It was Tanya. No idea. Right, guys, 25th birthday, right? Yeah, I wish it was. What it would be like to be 25 again. Damn, when I was 25, I was nearly in prison. Are you in London? No, Cambridgeshire. Near Cambridge, dear. Cambridge. I was up there with the poppycocks. Not far from London though, about an hour and a half. Carmel, thank you. Yeah, like I said, it's very, I was mentioning things about, where I was saying around, you know, people, it's a great responsibility to have when you have people's lives that are listening. And this is why I don't like witchcraft and all that kind of stuff, because it doesn't help your mind. The mind creates things that you feed into. So the more you listen to things, the more you believe in it, the more it physically doesn't really help, because you can end up hindering the process by keeping it alive. You know, it's basically not using your mind in order to stabilize it, right? So, you know, when you're listening to certain things, is to understand that a lot of tarot readers and a lot of things out there, they say that they are life coaches and so on and so forth, but you know, they would be teaching a certain way, but there are certain things that can really keep you stuck. You know, it's very important to understand that the mind is a big process of keeping you stable. "25 was the best years of my life. One day in your life, you will find that you're always waiting." Thanks, Kim. Thank you. I have to stop listening to tarot readers. I feel sick. Yeah, sometimes it don't help. Right, I'm going to have to call that out because I think we've been on here for more than 2 hours, man, and I wasn't really expecting that. But I am going to have to... Oh dear, I'm not going to start cooking now. But I really do appreciate you guys. And thank you for all of those super chats. I really do appreciate that. I will buy myself something with that. For sure. For sure. Happy birthday. Thank you. Loving me. Loving me. It's easy cause you're beautiful. I don't have a sleep apnea machine yet. No, I'm waiting for the doctors. They've sent me a letter saying that because the doctors is closed, that you really need to wait until the doctors is open and so on and so forth, and that it could be another couple of 3 weeks and all of this coronavirus crap. So I've kind of got to wait for that, really. I mean, I could buy myself a CPAP machine and a mask, but You know, the person said if you wait for the doctor in order to do it, they will teach you how to use it and give you proper stats and things. So I've had it my whole life, so I don't think another few weeks or a month will hurt. Okay, alright, thanks guys. I really do appreciate it, and a good night, Steve. I'm going to crash out very soon and have some food and watch my favourite show. Sorry you have to wait. That's fine. Thank you, Danielle. I really do appreciate it. Danielle, it triggers me off. That was actually the Libra that I first met. My first twin flame experience was called Danielle. Thanks guys. I really do appreciate it. Wow, that's so smoky in here as well. Plus, why not save the money? Happy birthday, thanks, bruv. Thanks, bruv. Thanks, brother. Triggered? Yeah, not anymore. But yeah, strange Danielle. Yeah, she was called Danielle. Love of my life. Sign into chat. What? I tell you what, this is going to be a... Oh no, there's an end screen. Why is it not? Oh, I have to sign in order to type something. You're the best, Steve. Yeah, get in the van, I'm in. Let me in your doors. Let me in your door. Oh, you're very welcome, Kim. Glad that it helps in certain ways. Smoking. Love you, dude. Yeah, you too, man. Have a good one. Stop drinking, Icarus. Uncle Steve has said, stop with the drinking. Right, really got to go. I'll keep waiting for the next one and the next one and the next one and the next one, and I'll be here all day, bruv. Potatoes. Have a good one. Nice one, bruv. Nice one, brother. Nice one. Thanks. I will see you on the next rerun, which will be tomorrow.